Yo, what's up guys, AFC Adino here, playing Pokeone against Luciante. I played this guy a few games before. I let my Heatran die to his Heatran. I'm gonna lead off with Heatran actually, but I let my Heatran die to his Heatran on a speed tie, which meant I had to kill his last Pokemon Ferrothorn with Amoonguss and Tornadus, stalling out his Gyro Balls. But yeah, he leads off with Conkeldurr. I think it's the same start as last time. Last time he led with Conkeldurr as well. So I'm just gonna go into my Landorus. Should take any attack as he goes for knockoff. Nice play on his spikes, knocking off my Rocky helmet. However, I am able to get up my rocks here, which are going to stay for the entirety of the game. He switches in his Thundurus. I know it has HP Ice. So what I actually want to do here is, instead of going Ferrothorn, I want to go Tornadus, just because he could click Focus Blast as well, which Tornadus could easily take. I don't think he's going to click the electric attack because I have Landorus out and have a Ferrothorn in the back, as he clicks Focus Blast, anticipating my Ferrothorn. So that works out, and I can actually U-turn here as well because I'm faster. Hopefully he doesn't have Thunder Wave, but yeah, he's Life Orb, so every time he attacks he takes chip damage, which is really nice. And now especially because I have the rocks up as well and he doesn't have a defogger, so I get the U-turn chip off. And if he does stay in, I'm going into my Ferrothorn, but he actually switches into his own Ferrothorn, which means I'm actually able to get in my Heatran, so that is really nice. And honestly, first of all, I am going to taunt here. If he goes hard Heatran, then that doesn't really matter. He goes for Protect, trying to stall out Magma Storm PP, but now I'm actually clicking Magma Storm because I'm not that afraid of the Heatran, since he cannot click the fire attack on me either. So I just go for the Magma Storm here. He goes into the Guard Jump, will still take quite some damage, especially with Rock's chip as well, and 26 is not that much. It's probably a defensive jump as well. Don't really remember, but let's see. This is most likely his Stealth Rocker. Then could go Landorus and trade rocks. However, I think I would like the extra chip, so I'm gonna protect the chip from the Magma Storm effect. He goes for Stealth Rocks. That's fine because he's at 44% now, and if he's indeed defensive, then Heatran is most likely going to outspeed it. And with this chip off, if I get a bit more chip, I might be able to kill it with Earth Power later. But now I am going to switch out, and I'm actually going into my Ferrothorn over Landorus here, just because I don't think he's going to click the Fire type attack. Just because I have a Heatran out, as he goes for a Rock Slide. So that works out for me, and because he showed Rock Slide, I don't think he actually has a Fire type attack. Fire Blast is not knocking me out anyway, and because he's a defensive jump, Fire Fang is also not knocking me out, but he goes for Earth Power, and that's why I went for the lead sheet, because I wasn't gonna die to any attack. And I am going to set up a Spike now, because this Spike is going to stay up for the entirety of the game, and this Spike is definitely going to pressure his Conkeldurr. It's mainly for the Conkeldurr, also for the Heatran. I don't really care about... Well, it's actually nice for the Ferrothorn as well, because it cannot switch into knockoff anymore. Or might not be able to switch into knockoff. But he goes into Conkeldurr now, and I'm going to protect this turn. That's basically what you do when you face Conkeldurr, just because if you have Protect on Ferrothorn, because it takes the 6%, and then you switch into a Pokemon that takes the Drain Punch. And Landorus is a good example, because that... something that resists the Drain Punch, because it won't heal that much back. So even if he goes for Facade here, I think it's fine, because him clicking Facade means he won't get Recovery. I also get the Intimidate off, which is really nice. He actually did click Drain Punch, so he doesn't heal that much. And I'm going to click Earthquake here, just because U-turn is also really likely, so he might bring in his own Guard Jump, yeah. And I don't think he brings in his Thunderous, just because I have rocks up. I also don't mind the Thunderous switch there. So, really nice. And if he went Ferrothorn, if I went for U-turn there, then Heatran could be coming in. So, the Guard Jump switch was pretty likely, and I get the right call, so knocking out the Guard Jump. Now Thunderous does come in, and I'm going hard Ferrothorn, Because at this point, I don't think I need Ferrothorn anymore. I already got up the spike. He goes for HP Ice and he gets a crit. That crit is annoying because if I'm going to protect here, but because he got that crit, he don't has to click Focus Blast twice. Because I'm going to live this Focus Blast, pretty sure, because I'm specially defensive. But I prioritize spikes over Leech Seed or Knockoff, just because I know I can kill it with Weavile anyway. So he does get Death Drop now, but yeah, because he got that crit, he can just click HP Ice. I'm still gonna protect, hoping that he would be scared of the thought of maybe not knocking me out with HP Ice. But yeah, he got this Death Drop, so that's also kind of annoying. I'll try to go for the double protect. I don't need Ferrothorn, so if he does knock me out, that's fine. But I'll try to protect here as I fail, unfortunately. So he knocks me out, but he takes a Life Orb Chip, and now I'm gonna bring in my Weavile, and I don't even need to click Pursuit, just because I can just click Knockoff. Stealth Rocks are up, so if he does come back in, he only has one attack left probably, and Knockoff is gonna give me a kill, because if Conkeldurr comes in, he switches into Spikes and Stealth Rocks. Ferrothorn might die after hazard damage, because I have 2 layers of Spikes up, guys. Ninetales dies as well, gets 2 hit KO'd just because I have Stealth Rocks and Spikes up. So he decides to sack Thundurus, and Conkeldurr probably coming out right now. I guess he could go into his Ferrothorn, but I have a Heatran, so then he needs to go for a Mind Game. So I think he's going to bring in the Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr should live a Knockoff from HP it's set, I believe. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, it should live a Knockoff because he's really bulky. So I'm going to bring in my Landorus. He could click Facade here, but that's fine, I guess, because I still got the chip off, and he didn't Drain Punch. If he does click Drain Punch, I get a free Earthquake. But if he does Drain Punch, I'm going for the U-turn, just because Ferrothorn might be coming in. But it's still going to be chip next time it comes in, because I have stuff the Spikes up, and Spikes is actually really good against the Conkeldurr if you have something that resists Drain Punch. He's probably thinking about this turn, because but there's no point for me staying, because I need his Weavile to knock out the Heatran. So he should kind of click Facade, because he's gonna live my Knockoff anyway. But yeah, let's see what he clicks. I get the Intimidate off as he clicks Facade, so that's going to knock out my Landorus. But because of that, because of the Intimidate, I feel like I can go Tornadus. And I'm going to U-turn here, because if he stays in, I don't think he's going to click Drain Punch. I just bring in my Rocky Helmet Alomola, and then he's probably really low. But he goes into Ferrothorn anyway, and I basically get in my Heatran now. And Conkeldurr has to switch into Spikes and Stealth Rocks as well. So I'll bring in my Heatran here. I'm going to taunt this turn, because he's most likely protecting again. And I'm still going to taunt here, because I don't want him to randomly leech cheat me. And if he goes into the Heatran, that's fine. He still takes chip from the Spikes and Stealth Rocks. And instead of protecting here, see, he has leftovers, so he's not scarfed. So he won the speed tie last time, because I got leftovers recovery first, which means I could be faster. But because he outspent my Heatran last game, I know this is max speed Heatran. So I'm going into my Tornadus here. And if he knocks me out, that's fine. But I'm going into Tornadus. If I get the Hurricane damage, oh nice, click their power. But if I get the Hurricane damage, he will be in range of Knockoff from Weavile. So let's see, I get it, and he might miss No, never mind. But he's in range. If I missed, I would have still gone Weavile to knock him off, because then my Alamola could have knocked it out. And if he switched out, he would have died to spikes and stealth rocks. But now I bring in Weavile, and this should knock him out. I guess he could switch, but Ferrothorn is most likely going to get 2-hit KO'd. And I still have the option to go for the speed tie with my Heatran, but he decides to stay in, so I knock out the Heatran, which is really nice. So now I don't have to go for that speed tie. Conkeldurr most likely coming in again. I don't think he's going to bring in the Ninetales, because that just invites my Heatran. But yeah, the Ferrothorn actually comes in. He could die to my knockoff, so he's most likely protecting. So I'm gonna bring in my Heatran. Even if he Leech Seeds here, Magma Storm is gonna claim something from me. So he goes for protect, that's fine. And I'm still going to taunt. Even if he goes hard Conkeldurr, I can protect. And I also live a Mach Punch if I really need to. But I think I always taunt. Yeah, he goes for protect, it's fine. I'm still going to taunt. I really don't want him to Leech Seed and get double protects or something, because that's just annoying. Yeah, the spikes are really pressuring him. Usually when you have spikes and your opponent doesn't have defog, it's basically a free win. But he goes for power. Why does he go for power whip? Huh, strange. But yeah, I do get the taunt off, and I'm just gonna Magma Storm here. Maybe Earth Power would be better. But I don't know if I 3-hit KO it. So I just click Magma Storm. I might as well click Magma Storm 3 times over Earth Power 3 times and not kill it. Now Conkeldurr comes in, but he takes Stealth Rocks and Spikes. Or Spikes and Stealth Rocks. And I can protect this turn to minimize his healing. I am also faster than this Conkeldurr, but I don't want to take the Mach Punch damage. And I don't need to, because what I can do is bring in my Alamola, which is Rocky Helmet. Even if he clicks Drain Punch, he won't heal enough with the Rocky Helmet and Burn. If he clicks Knockoff, he's gonna die. So I'll just bring Alamola, and my Alamola obviously doesn't beat his Ninetales, so I can just go for the safe play. Because imagine if he Mach Punch crits my Heatran, then I would lose. But yeah, he goes for Drain Punch, doesn't heal enough, and with the Protect, I basically negate all his healing from the Drain Punch. I am going to Scald here though, not going for the double Protect, it's pointless. He knocks me out, but he should be in Ice Shard range from my Weavile. And if he switches out, he's gonna die to my Entry Hazard. So I just bring in Weavile, and then I have a full HP Heatran against his Ninetales. So he cannot really switch out there. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually going to go hard into my Heatran in case he is Nasty Plot, because that's the only way he can win. If he freezes me with something like Blizzard, I don't know if Freeze Drive freezes, but if he freezes me and has Nasty Plot, he could actually win. If he's Hypnosis, I don't think he has Nasty Plot, and I don't think he can win. But he clicks Moonblast here, trying to knock out my Mon. Luckily he doesn't get the special attack drop. But I'm going for the taunt first, because he most likely wants his Auroraville up first. And what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna protect. I want the hill basically gone, because once the hill is gone, I actually get recovery, because the hill is negating my leftovers recovery. So that's why I go for protect here as he clicks Blizzard again. Now I'll try to click Magma Storm. And
you froze.
What else do you want me to say?
You haven't even fucking defrosted.
Man. He freezes me. Well, you better not have Nasty Plot. Well, he has Blizzard, so he's probably running Freeze Dry as well, because otherwise he's not hitting water types. Blizzard does more than I recover, but I protect. Jesus. Please. And he's gonna run out of Blizzards as well. Looking at this, I don't think he has Nasty Plot, so I don't think he can win. Like, he needs to be extremely lucky to kill a Heatran with leftovers with Ninetales. But yeah, I thought I get the taunt off here, and let's see if I can hit one of the 6 Magma Storms. He crits me with Freeze Dry, and Magma Storm connects, and that is how we win the game. So pretty fun ending, pretty funny ending at the end. But we did manage to pick up the W, and yeah, I know I made the Conkeldurr video, how to counter Conkeldurr video. It was just a meme, guys, but as you can see, I never really struggle with Conkeldurr. It does a lot of damage and it's really strong, but I always find a way to play around it.